Chemtrails. Chemtrails, chemtrails, chemtrails. And they started these out over California, and they probably range when it gets to Texas, and then they replant them again coming across, or they probably tap them several times to get the rain out of the sky. They try and dry this air out so when it blows over Russia, it doesn't freeze them up, the seaports and stuff. No snow. That's what this whole program's about. The HART project, the Russian Woodpecker project, the chemtrails, and the satellite, the weather radars can all push this wind around, and the jets go up there and chemtrail it to take the moisture out. But they move this weather around and manipulate it so when it goes over Russia, their seaports will be thawed out, ready for World War III. Now, why are we helping Russia thaw their seaports out? All right, thank y'all. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Seaboard Airline caboose and Christmas lights and stuff. New Year's is over, but it's still lit up for the holidays. Now, this park down here is named after Mr. Presley, who used to be the senior vice president for CSX Railroad. He worked out of Jacksonville, Florida. And he's got three brothers that were all engineers and conductors out here on the railroad. Or I should say maybe conductors and engineers. Alright. I'm walking, it's in the dark, so make sure I don't run across any fence posts or any fences or anything out here. There used to be a fence across here. It's a stone post fence. And that probably dates back to I don't know when. But you got some fancy houses out here. That's the church over there. Big old Baptist church. But you got a house in this front yard, and they call it, that's the house that belonged to the Major of St. Lo, which was a World War II major that told his troops he'd see him in St. Lo, France, and he got killed. So they carried him into St. Lo and set him up on a church there so he could meet his soldiers when they came in. So I guess he is a World War II hero. Got lights on the tracks and on the wheels. Now, I used to take friends of mine down to this caboose years ago, back in my 30s and stuff. There's a switch stand there. I don't think you're going to be able to see it. I'm on the shadow side of it. But we used to come down here. It was unlocked. It would sit down at the depot. And I'd take them down there, and they would even climb up on the roof. One of them was a girl. She just stayed downstairs. She didn't climb up on it like the boys would. But I didn't allow them to do it too much because I didn't want to get me and the girl thrown off the place because of their antics. Just every now and then a police car would show up down there. Alright, this is Seaboard 5759 caboose. It's an extended version. International Car Company, I think, made this. But anyway, the next one after that, which would be 5760, looks exactly like this, but it was built by Seaboard Airline itself. And this was an old Seaboard Airline caboose before it became the Seaboard Coastline. Then they just painted it in that. Alright, so we have a lot of name changes over here in my lifetime. We went from the Seaboard Airline to the Seaboard Coastline. Went from Seaboard Coastline, well, they merged with Atlantic Coastline to make that up. Then they became the Family Line system, and that was like the Clintsville Railroad and railroad down Georgia. I don't know what all that was. I didn't know all those. I would see the signs on the caboose, but sorry about that. but didn't know all of them. I knew about the Clintsville Railroad. That is a very popular railroad. But after the family line system, it became the seaboard system, and all those railroads merged together into one railroad. And then after that, you had the CSX merger. So that's what we got nowadays is CSX. Chesapeake Seaboard Multiplied. Alright, thank y'all. Alright, been at work today in Navyville. I don't know what they're doing. We're off in the street. I was walking down to the depot to take train pictures. It's a cold but beautiful day today. I only hear my buddy's dogs barking at me, so he's not out on the porch. I'll go over there and bug him. All of a sudden the cars are coming by. I like the little tractor they got. Alright, I'll get more. Thank y'all. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I had to stand back with my camera. There's gas leaking out of the ground, so they're patching the line, I reckon. I can't get up. I can go over there, but without my phone. Maybe if I left it on a tripod or something over here, just talk. But that's what these guys are doing. That looks like a neat piece of equipment there. Huh. Alright, thank y'all. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. They filled the hole back in. But I want you to look at this. I might have to get on the other side. See that dirt? Compared to this dirt? This is red South Carolina clay. It's kind of mixed in with roots and stuff, so it's got some upper soil on it. But this is red, and that down there is gray. And I don't know why that is gray. It's got a lot of rocks in there. I think that must have been, I don't know why it's that way. They said they had gas leak, and even they thought that might be because of the gas leak changed the color of the soil. I do not know. Alright, thank you. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. There's pretty wisps of smoke up there. That's where chemtrailers came to and sprayed us. You look around in the sky, you can see where they've been over. They made X over there in the sky. One coming straight at us out of the trees. One coming across the top of the trees over there. All that's over in Georgia. Georgia's 13 miles away. This is all blowing in with it. Georgia goes at an angle across South Carolina, goes from the southeast to the northwest. So everything I look at over there is Georgia. So all this stuff's blowing in from Georgia and Alabama and starts up in California. I've seen videos out there where y'all got chemtrails out in California. All over the United States. You either getting the chemtrails or you getting the rain from it. Alright. Thank y'all. God bless y'all. There's a freshly chemtrail up there, y'all. There's one south of me. I filmed it earlier. It's dissipating as it goes. Keeps blowing around differently and everything. Yeah, those are chemicals. Those aren't more. There is moisture up there, but they're collected up by the chemicals these airplanes spray out. And I don't think this should be normally happening. They say those chemicals are poisonous. They're not good for us. So why are they doing this? They get Russia ready to be able to fight World War III as started. Right now, Russia's seaports all freeze up. Well, right now, for the last 100 years. Hold on. For the last 100 years, Russia's seaports have been freezing up. We got a chemtrailer going across right up there. My finger might have been on them. I can't see my camera too well. I can see my finger in the camera, but I can't see the airplane. I can see the trees, so I'm trying to point at it. But anyway, the Bible says Russia's going to start World War III, and our people over here in the United States want Russia to start World War III. And look, it's dissipating behind him just as fast as he's putting it out front. Unless that's just a stream of that blowing across not being dissipated. It looks like it could be that, but I got bad eyesight, I can't tell. But anyway, what's happening? Russia's seaports stall up, so they got 3 seaports over there they park their military ships in, and in wintertime they can't set them around the world or do nothing with them. They can't get them out of the ice. See what I'm saying? So we, along with Russia, are trying to thaw Russia out so their seaports thaw out. One of them did 3 years ago. Russia's seaport didn't freeze up like winter time 3 years ago. I don't know. They don't talk about it now, so it's not like I could tell you what's going on now. But it was released that information that all of a sudden their seaport didn't freeze up one winter time. So it looks like they're being successful at it. Alright, they started the chemtrail, but what they started with was 2 antennas called the Russian woodpecker antennas. And we built them and gave them to them, from what I understand. And I don't remember who was president back then, what year that was, but they started them up in '73. And when they did, that's when we had the tornado in Abbeville, because it disturbed our weather so bad down here. Alright, so Chernobyl happens, one of the woodpecker antenna quit, it shut down because of nuclear radiation in that area over there, so nobody sent there to run that antenna, so they shut it down. And what were they doing with it? Well, they would beam energy into the atmosphere that would move storms around. So if it was supposed to go through New York and Virginia and stuff, no, it would come down to Georgia and South Carolina and blow through down here. Well, they got where they kept us in a big old drought down here. South Carolina went through an 11-year drought, 9-year drought or something like that. No rain whatsoever. Alright, now what they got these chemtrailers, they come out with them in the 80s, and they spray the chemicals up in the sky. They collect up the moisture to thaw the seaports out over in Russia. And we use our HAARP antenna in Alaska, that's HAARP, and there are some videos about that. Maybe you can find the truth. Alright, but that's our government facility now. We stole it from the University of Alaska. They built it. But our government's building it even bigger. It's supposed to be 6 billion watts of transmitted energy that they, according to General Colin Powell in 1983, he said, we now have the means, and this is what he was saying when he spoke to Congress, we now have the means to trigger earthquakes and volcanoes and manipulate hurricanes. So there you go, Katrina. Go look at all the earthquakes they had over there where it snowed that day, because the energy beams they're sending into the earth are so microscopic that it's cold in temperature. The frequency is so low it's cold in temperature. Alright, thank y'all. Chemtrail over Abbeville, chemtrails. Look up here, you got 2 intersections up here. That's 3 of them been flying over, and this is right above our newspaper office in Abbeville. Alright, thank y'all. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm trying to identify this car down here. It's just a car that's full of dirt, been sitting in the woods. Well, it's not completely full of dirt, but it's found in the ditch and it fills up with water. I don't know who made this car or what type it is. And trees are over on it over that way, so it's hard to see. Alright, let me walk back this way. I mean, it looks like there's a lot of good restorable parts on it. And it's been sitting out here for a while. As you can see, it's full of mud down there. And that's the glass, the chrome on the, yeah, man. This must have been a nice whatever it was. All right, thank you. I'm guessing somewhere in the, was this an early 50s car? Late 40s. My guess is early 50s, I don't know. All right. Thank y'all. Look, see how thin and fluffy those are? That's all jet stream clouds. Over there's some more of those jet stream clouds. They're not jet streams, chemtrails, I mean. But they don't like for us to talk about chemtrails. That's why I call it climate engineering. These guys are trying to modify our global climate. They spray this in the air and it soaks up all the moisture and it makes it rain or snow or whatever. And they did this since it blew across California. Now it's blowing across the United States. They do this over Georgia. You know, California, Georgia, you don't see any jets out here doing it over me too much. I'll see about maybe 2 a day on a heavy day, maybe 3 or 4. But you don't see much. Alright, they're trying to thaw the seaports out in Russia. They got one thawed out, they got 2 more to go, and then World War III can start. Alright, thank y'all. Alright, God bless y'all, and look for the truth. Thank you. Alright, we got chemtrails zooming in and arcing across the sky. See if I can zoom in on him a little bit. There he is right there. He flew up out of Georgia and I made a left turn, he's flying straight north over Abbeville. Alright, sorry about my photography. Alright, thank y'all. You see that? It's white and orange and dirty brown. That's a chemtrail rainbow. Those are chemtrail clouds and the sun is shining on it. It's right up there just above those tree branches there. They're heading my way. It might get close. I'll see if I get better pictures. Alright, thank y'all. An update on the chemtrails. We got a sky full of just solid gray. There's no clouds up there. It's just chemtrail vapors with moisture in them. And it did rain today. Alright, thank you. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it's snowing Abbeville again. It's coming down. And if you look at the clouds, these are all those chemtrail clouds where they've been spraying, soaking up the moisture out of the air. It's just cold enough today that when it rains, it's turned to snow. Alright, thank y'all. Hope you're having fun. I sure am. A little bit cold, but I'm dressed warm, so I'm good. Comedian Killer Breeze, January 18th. I hope y'all enjoy it. We don't get much snow here. Alright, thank y'all. Alright, snow in Abbeville. Down here at the depot. The pile of grass is where the depot would have been, and some of the concrete to this side of it. I don't see any tracks, so we haven't had any trains since the last time I was down here. We got the Advil switcher down that way. Alright, can't hardly see yet. Maybe if you got a TV it might show up. There's a northbound signals, main line on the left side and on the right, and they're both red. Alright, no train so far. Maybe later on, I don't know. I usually might send a few, 2 or 3 home through here when I go home at night. You know, anywhere from 11 o'clock to 3 o'clock. Alright, thank you. Alright, we got about 5, maybe 6 coal trucks that pull down through here. They're delivering coal to that mill over there. If I back up, you can see they got 2 smokestacks on there. And what the deal is, one of them they burn gas or whatever, but the big tall one is designed for coal. So this is their coal supply for the year. They don't have it for run every day, but they run it just to keep the equipment in shape. And you know, if they ever had a problem with the gas, they got coal here to run it on those days on emergency or whatever. Alright, I'll get some closer photographs, but that's Advil Mills. That used to be a Milliken mill. Probably created back in the early 1900s. They would have had the railroad back then. I don't know where they were getting the brick from. It's probably coming in by railroad. But I even worked in there. They got a big weave room in the bottom. On the second floor was, I don't know, finishing rooms and stuff like that. On the top floor is where they spun the yarn and made the warps and stuff. And they sent those down to the bottom floor to make the cloth on the looms. What they would call salsa machines. They didn't have a shuttle in them. They had a little, I forget what they call it, but a little chunk of metal had a gripper on the back end that would grab the thread at one side and then it'd be slung across and picked up at the other side, drop the thread off. The peeling, they call it. Alright. So I haven't seen a tag on the truck yet. I think a lot of these come out of Tennessee. Genesis Hybrid East, CMT, I don't know who that, 8840. Gas Major Trailer, I think GAST, I can't tell. East, that must be the trailer manufacturer. Interesting little truck. Thornhill, Tennessee. MAC 25 years of excellence. "25 years of excellence, 2019, 1994. He's got North Carolina on his thing. He's fixing to go in. Maximizer. Interesting. You got the Peterbilts over here trying to hug the curve. Sorry, I got my fingers in the way. He's waving at me. He's gonna make it, y'all. He's got a big old truck there. Gotta get that big old trailer in that little tight driveway. Remember, they built this mill back in the horse and buggy days, so they haven't tried to modernize that. They just put asphalt on it. You know, people weren't riding around cars when this mill was built. They had steam engines pushing cars full of brick down here. They coming off from that direction down through here. Yeah, brick manufacturing, local brick manufacturing, and imported brick, and you know, lumber and all kinds of stuff, and the equipment, you know, with the looms and different things like that. I'm gonna pause it, see if I see any more. Well, if you look at this big rock here, I would say the flood waters got up pretty high. They got top of the bridge here if they brought that log in. I don't know where it would have come from. Looks like it's wrapped up by some vines over there, so it might have just got knocked over from over there. Alright, thank y'all. Alright, y'all, look at that log. It looks like this water got deep in this creek. This bridge has been over water before, but I've never seen a log floated up and left here. Alright. And I'm surprised the city hasn't got over there. It looks like an old telephone pole. Alright. So anyway, it looks like wrapped up by some branches over there. I don't know if it's one that was in the ground, got washed away and broke over, or what the deal with it is. I'm just out walking down today for my health. Having pretty girls in cars riding by looking at me smiling. I'm saying, who is that? Mm-hmm. Oh, go ask your friends. Some of them know my name. Alright, y'all. I always find this to be an interesting creek. Now, when the hurricane rode through here, all this sand was washed out. It was just a rocky bottom, but if you look, the sand's coming back. So we just had rain and melted snow today, so the water's running pretty deep, but yeah, usually got a sandy bottom down there and stuff. Kind of a little cool creek to come hang out in the middle of the summertime. I know a lot of people that walk up and down it and stuff. There's not too many bottles and that you don't have to worry about. Alright, let me get my fingers out of the way. I can't see it on the screen. Alright, sorry about that. Thank y'all. I'm down in the woods. We're down here exploring. And look at that stone right there. This is on the bottom of a tree that's been overturned. It's been done this way for years. I've been here 2 or 3 years ago looking at it. But it's getting washed off and stuff. There's just a pile of stones from down there all the way up. And then you got this one here. And it was up in there, but as the dirt washed away, it finally slid down, fell off. So I think that's kind of interesting. Was that a stone someone was going to build something out of. So you got straight edges, yeah. Almost looks like a 90-degree corner on that one. And the other ones are just big rocks or whatever. That's a big one right there. Anybody got any idea what's going on? Let me know. Are these natural rocks or what? Have they been worked on by man? All right, thank y'all.